When the cremation room door closed, no one thought the day would end in a crime. The room was a place of quiet procedure. It looked like any other. Machines hummed with a low, steady sound. Overhead lights washed everything in a cold glow. It happened in a place people trust with their dead, a sanctuary for the departed. The story begins with a quiet, disturbing terror in that trust. Subscribe if you want to understand how killers really think. This true crime case reveals the psychology behind desecration, power, and control. A funeral home in Houston, Texas. Early February 2025. The accused is Amber Page Laudermilk, 34, an embalmer trusted to care for the dead with dignity and precision. The deceased, Charles Roy Rodriguez, 58, a registered sex offender who died of natural causes. His remains slated for routine cremation. Why this case is disturbing? What followed was calculated, deliberate, an unprecedented abuse of a corpse that shattered public trust. This is the psychology of a line crossed, the mask of normalcy about to crack. The team worked closely. Checklists signed, responsibilities shared, standards upheld. Their movements were respectful. Their hands were sure. Laudermilk mentored an embalming student, teaching delicate procedures. An ordinary day. No warning signs, no premonition. Co-workers described her as calm, composed, professional. Rodriguez's body arrived for cremation, a standard procedure, a solemn promise. Families expect transparency and dignity, regardless of past sins. Only a few would witness what came next. A place built on routine, and a single, terrible deviation. The air was thick with purpose, not fear, until it wasn't. Behind a closed door, a line between duty and impulse was about to be crossed. An act took place that the witnesses could not forget. It was sudden. It was deliberate. They saw the accused, Amber Page Laudermilk, take up a tool, not for its intended purpose. They saw her use it to strike the body of the deceased. An act of mutilation, methodical, controlled, chilling. A student and a colleague, stunned into silence. The professional calm shattered. One witness described a stabbing motion to the groin area, then further desecration. No panic, no hesitation, just method. When they found their voices, they confronted her. She looked at the student and said, "You didn't see anything." It felt like a command, intimidation to bury a crime. Fear is a powerful tool. It closes mouths and clouds judgment. For 10 days, silence, no report, only dread. Employees were afraid of consequences, of her. Just before placement into the crematory, another employee noticed something terribly wrong. The penis had been severed and placed inside the mouth, undeniable proof of desecration. Laudermilk moved quickly, covering the area with a towel. "A lot going on," she said. Rumors became reality. A secret too grotesque to ignore. Leadership was alerted. Finally, it was reported to the Texas Funeral Service Commission. The quiet horror in one room was now a public matter. A city's trust shaken, a profession under scrutiny. This wasn't a mistake. It was a signature of control, post-mortem vigilantism. And what she did next made it even worse. She tried to erase witnesses with fear. Police took statements, clear, first-hand, detailed. The witnesses described the act and the threat. Based on evidence, a warrant was issued. Amber Page Laudermilk turned herself in on March 11, 2025. Charged, then released on a $5,000 bond. The Texas Funeral Service Commission immediately suspended her license. A professional life unraveled. The legal reckoning had begun. She was questioned and then released. The case tightened quietly. Official reports and witness accounts painted a chilling sequence of events. The severed organ placed in the mouth. This detail froze a community. Law enforcement called it rare, deeply troubling, the only criminal abuse of corpse case of its kind in the state in the last 2 years. This was not a lapse in routine. It was a deliberate break in our social contract. The dead deserve dignity. The scales of justice, slightly off balance, linger in the mind as the full scope settles in. This wasn't about anger alone. It was about control. A licensed embalmer crossing an unthinkable line, Post-mortem vigilantism is personal judgment masquerading as justice. Distorted beliefs, unresolved trauma, a need to dominate. Each can erode training and ethics. This is where the criminal psychology becomes clear. Serial killer behavior seeks power. Here, the intent was control over a powerless body. What's unsettling is how easily this almost went unnoticed. The insidious power of silence hid a true crime case in plain sight. The law, the profession, and society must shield witnesses and enforce dignity in death. What else goes unseen in places we trust the most? What other violations of dignity? Trust is fragile. Protect it. Because cases like this are more common than people think. There's another case that's even more disturbing. Subscribe to understand why killers do this and how to stop them.